Hello, and today we are going to talk about how to raise emotionally intelligent kids. And I'm in my kid room. As you see, I have two kids. Emma is almost 10 and Romy is 13. So I have a taste from a teenager and also, of course, a toddler and all the way to 13. This is my son. Romy still has love stuffies, as you see, and a lot of books. So I will start from the beginning. First of all, I think it's the most challenging job that we have. And I said job because it's something we do, and sometimes many people say it feels like I have two jobs. I go to work in the morning and then I have another job in the afternoon. And it feels like that, even though it's not, right? It's supposed to be so natural. But it is so challenging sometimes. And I work with people for 26 years. A lot of them are parents. When I was young, I started to work with people really, really young, before I had kids, because I do work with inner balance, with happiness, anxiety, and all that. And I heard a lot about how is it to be a parent, about depression after birth, about the challenges of being a parent. So I wasn't sure I wanted kids until suddenly, in the age of I think 34, I said, "Oh, I really want a baby as well." It came from my body. And I knew so much already that it's not that easy because sometimes you see babies or kids, other people kids, they look so sweet. Or you see other people kids and they look so nice and polite, but it's different at home. So I have a lot of experience from my own kids and other people kids, and I will go step by step today to talk about like what is important, what maybe is not that important, and of course it's all in my eyes with my experience. First of all, I think what is common for all the parents is guilt. People are blaming themselves, and I really, really want to ask you not to do it because maybe you will hear things that I will say that it's better not to do with a baby or a toddler, and you'll catch your head and say, "Oh my gosh, I did that." Guilt will not help you. It's painful and it's not needed. We are in a journey, and those kids chose you as a parent, and you did the best you could. Maybe it wasn't the best because we are evolving, but it was the best you could. So please, in this masterclass and in the rest of your life, if you can, don't blame yourself. I learned so many things and books I read that weren't relevant anymore to my toddler. But then I applied with other people. And also, what I learned about kids that if a parent changes in any age, it will change the kid as well. It will influence the kids until they're leaving the house. So if your kids are still living with you, it doesn't matter if they're 15, 16, 17, or 5, you still have the influence. Many tradition and psychologies and said that basically the personality is being built until the age of 6. We received a lot of imprints about house and relationship and love and money and self-worth and many imprints. I have a class about it, but we'll not do it today. But still, the people that gave the imprints, that influence the most, can also change the imprints because the kids can see something changed, um, and learn from that. Okay, so please, please, no guilt today. We are in a journey, we're evolving and learning all the time. And now I'm going to start from the beginning. There are countries in the world that are more connected to the heart. In India, when I traveled, I saw kids playing in nature, being one, not in a city. The sounds that they hear are birds and crickets and the water, the Ganga or waterfall, and they're connected to life itself. Um, but there are countries the kids are more connected to the heart and develop the heart more than the mind, even, right? But there are countries like the United States for sure that we develop the mind very, very quickly. And it starts with the education that you choose for your kid. Because when I My son Rami was with us, but then I wanted to go back to work, and I took him with me as much as I could to workshop, to all kind of things I did. And my mom came with me, and after that maybe a nanny, but I wanted to be with him as much as possible, and also wanted to develop and grow and work, right? And some people need to work. We live here. I live in San Francisco. It depends where you choose to live, but we need to work. Many people need to work. So you need to choose a preschool, a nursery, a nanny to your kid. And it's not easy. I don't know if you remember the first nanny you needed to choose or the first school. It's not easy. And when I was touring, I saw things I cannot forget. I felt energy that I don't want my kids to grow up in. And I think that my compass was more about to choose something that is more quiet and serene and connected, a lot of creativity, more natural colors, more wood. I want the kids to be a lot in the nature when they're young. Even a park is a nature. It doesn't have to be a desert or a forest, but a park. Outdoor is important for the kids to move their body. And I found a world of education that I really love. I feel that this in very small age the teachers are singing. They will never raise their voice. There are instruments and everything is beautiful, aesthetic. Everything is like wood and felt and fairies, and it's like I wanted to find a place that I want to be in. And I didn't know what is Waldorf and everything like today that I have so many years in the world of education. But I wanted something like that. And it doesn't have to be Waldorf. It can be something like you see the teacher or the nanny and you feel she's connected to the heart in one hand. In the other hand, you feel it's safe. So we have both things that are important, the mind, the rational part, and the emotional part. The rational part is saying, I want the kid to be safe, right? And you check those things first. I want the kid to be safe. Is it a safe environment? And you check the food, if it's clean or not, if they can run to the street or not. And you check many things that we know how to check. And those things we know, you know. But what about the emotions? To really choose somebody warm, not so strict, right? In the first years, not so strict, more like freedom and easygoing and spontaneous and warm and can touch. The senses are so important of the taste and touch and smell and sight. So you want to surround your kid as much as possible with beauty and softness, right? And many times we can lash out. And again, I want to remind you not to blame yourself. There is no parents that always come. Okay, and we'll get to there later because I think also when they grow, it's even harder. A baby, it's so sweet, right? But then when they're teenagers, the thorns are coming up, and it's not easy. So I want to remind you not to blame yourself. I wasn't raised in a city in a nature. I was in a city, and I feel that also I benefited a lot. Okay, but if you still have a baby, I wanted to consider, to find a school that is more connected to creativity. I was touring school when I came here. When I came to the state, my older was in kindergarten, and he didn't know English so well. And we toured kindergartens, and I saw that many of them already learned how to write and to write a small story. And I didn't like it so much, not only because my son they couldn't do it anyway, but because the mind will develop anyway. The mind will develop. Everybody will know how to read and write and do math in the end. Some kids it takes them long time, some kids it will take shorter time, but it will happen. It will happen. Um, but if you develop so fast the mind, it comes with other things as well. Okay, and with a very like strong sense of responsibility, and there will be more rational, maybe more responsible. But do you want them to be in control in the age of 5 or 6 or 7? Or do you want them still be connected to their heart, to the creativity, to the joy? And I would like to keep them as long as possible in the dream world. And we'll talk about how to do that. And again, if you have older kids and you just hear that and you say, oh my gosh, I did things differently, it's totally okay. I will go and talk about later on. And you can influence them in any age. Okay. So, so basically, we want to develop their heart, to give them a sense of connection, of touch. I work a lot and I work with women that have a lot on their plates. And sometimes they have guilt. I'm not enough with my toddler. I'm not enough with my kid. I know it's better for them to be with their parents. And again, I really recommend them not to blame themselves because I feel and I think also that if you have even 4 hours a day with your kid, from 5 to 8 or from, I don't, but really being present with them and see them and listen to them. It's more than to be 12 hours with them but not present. And this, I really hold this approach. And this is why I don't feel guilty as well. But like I hear from my clients for years that say my parents didn't hear me, my parents didn't see me. It comes so much. Think about you. Do you feel that your parents really saw you, understood you, could listen to you? It's art to know how to listen, right? Many parents, and also us sometimes, when the kids will come with a problem, we want to solve it so fast. Just let's solve it for them. But it's first, let's listen. The art of listening. And even though when if they share something upsetting or something that happened to them, there is a turmoil inside and you feel, a lot of feelings because it's your kid and you have a lot of thoughts and it's rushing. But then how can you put everything aside and just listen? And we know if we listen, if we can repeat the thing they said, right? And then you repeat the things they said and you make them feel that you are there for them and you listen for them, to them, and you are present with them. And this will give them the world, right? So, this is the ability to listen to them, the ability to see how they feel. They come back home every day from school and are different by the way they walk, their eyes, their energy. So even if you're a few hours a day with them, to be connected to them, it's the most important thing. It's really important. So you want to find a nanny or a school that you feel that your kid is being seen and heard. And this is training by itself. Some people are really busy with their mind or have a lot of emotions and they're not present. And you can see it and you can feel it. And it doesn't matter how many other kids there are, but really to see that this person is connected to their heart. Another big thing I will check is the suffering, the environment. Is it high suffering or low suffering? And you can see in a person if he's suffering a lot. Is he complaining a lot, negative, tired, saying what's wrong in life, even in a regular conversation, when you interview a nanny, or when you talk to a teacher, a future teacher of your child, you can feel if the person is low suffering, happy, joyful, not putting a mask, but really like you feel that you want to be with them, but you're not getting tired. When you talk about the world, about all kind of topics, are the complaining, not about you and your child, of course, probably not about their job in front of you, but about politics, about life, about their partner, about some other things, about, are they negative or positive? It's so important because you want your kid to be in an environment of people that are low suffering, that see the beauty in life. And the first years, it's really important. I think it's more important any other time in their life. So we want to develop the heart and less the mind. Many parents and also us can be critical to our kids. And the mind, usually it comes from the mind. The heart, they have like the ability to love unconditionally, especially a kid that came through you, right? As a mother or even a father, that you saw the kid since the moment he was born, you're holding the kids, there is a connection, really deep connection of any baby that you meet in the first 2 days, you'll be connected to them. always. There is something special there. But then we find ourselves criticizing them. Why? We love them so much. Why we criticize them? It's because we want them to be successful, not to get hurt. In a way, it's a love of the mind. The mind want them to have easy life, right? To be accepted, to have financial security, to be appreciated, not to be rude. The mind care what other people think, right? So if your kids are not polite, what it says about you. So the mind is holding all those flags and then criticize the kid, try to fix until it will become to a model that you think that you're happy with. And this is a big mistake. Every kid is different. Every kid different things, needs different things. And to criticize it's easy. But how about acceptance and love? And I'm talking about again, not teenager yet. They need also a lot of structure and boundaries also before that. But I know these people know how to give. It's easy here to see people that gives boundaries. They say to the kids what they think, what is right and wrong, what to do and not to do. But not many parents knows how to give the unconditional love and acceptance from the heart and to help the kids develop their creativity and intuition and passion. So I'm going to talk about that more. I'm not saying that the others are not important because we talked about safety. So safety is also boundaries. If you give boundaries, so the kid knows that he's safe, that there is a leader inside, right? There is a leader inside and outside that to lead them in life that they can trust. And this is so important the first few years and I think forever, especially before they create their own inner leader, because before they have their own inner leader, to really like know that there is a leader outside that we call a parent that can I can trust and knows what is right and wrong and knows what to do and I don't need to think so much. Kids that don't have it, they need to develop the adult really early on. And then they miss years of connection to the heart. So if you had to be a child is responsible, if your parents were sick or not there or working on, you have to take care of yourself. There are many reasons for that. It means that you didn't have this dream world for you to explore, to develop. And even if you had that time, there is usually a certain time in life that the mind take over. Something happened. Parents divorce, or a lot of fights between parents, or there's so many reasons. Some bullying at school, or violent, or even things that are sound small, like coming back home and the door is locked, or the first time you fell in love and you felt rejection, or it's not small. But things like that, you can really get hurt. You can really get hurt. And then the mind will take over. And you will start to be hard with yourself, to things you're not good enough, and to fix yourself. And this is when the parent is coming, and the leadership is important. I remember my daughter when she started to criticize herself because most of the time she loves herself and she can stand in front of the mirror and say, I'm so beautiful, I'm so this, I'm so that. But sometimes about art, she compare herself to another friend in school that she's maybe better in painting, objectively, and then saying to herself, it's not good, but being hard with herself. And we talk a lot about every kid receive different gifts that were on the shelves in the day you are born, in the moment, in the time, in the day you are born. And some people you see they're very strong, and I tell her that people in your class that are so strong, athletic, they receive this body. They can run so fast, right? Some people receive a mind, a brilliant mind, like my son, and they are great in math and other things, and writing and thinking and analyzing. Other people got creativity, all kind of creativity. So it's not fair to compare yourself to others. Just find your gifts. And this is really helpful with criticism because I'm telling her, be happy with the gifts you received. Because there was a time she said, I want this from this girl and this one, and this I prefer to be like that. And I said, yeah, but overall, are you happy with who you are? Will you replace yourself with somebody else? And she said, no. And this is self love. So to try to really cultivate the self-love by giving a lot of compliments and affirmation, especially in the early age. In there is a time in their life that it doesn't matter how many things you'll say to them, how many good things you will say to them. If they will criticize themselves, it will not change anything because they will listen to their mind. So the mind is telling them it's not good, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I'm not, and you will tell them you are wonderful, you are beautiful, they will not believe you. The money is already there. But there are a few years in the beginning, until the age of think 9 or 6 or 9, that you can still say things to them, and it will influence them. So compliments are very, very important always, but especially in the first 6 to 10 years. It's really, really important to give them a lot of affirmations, not being afraid they will feel that too much or something. It's never too much because the mind will come, will kick in eventually, and they will start to or blame themselves or have fear. Or now I can talk about kids forever. I can talk about nightmares and big dreams. I can talk about teenager that are starting to be angry, really, really angry because of the hormones and how to deal with that. But today was a general talk about kids, and I feel that if I want to really choose something to talk about today, is to develop their emotions and to give space to their emotions. Um, and this is very, very easy. It's by just listening to them, like I spoke about before, repeating the things they said. My daughter was upset yesterday. She's very emotional, so she's upset a lot and very happy and very this and very sad and very angry. Very is like everything is big. So, like if I justify, right? If I give her a sense that she's not right, uh, she'll blow even more. Now, when she is emotional, it's not about right or wrong. I cannot teach her anything in this moment. She just want to be seen. And if I will tell her, oh, I hear that that's what you wanted, I hear that it's really important for you, and I repeat the thing she said in the words she said, she will feel seen. And if I feel that she has something to learn there, I maybe talk to her later on the day, or if it was in the evening the next day. But if I feel, oh yeah, I wasn't so present, so even if you had a reason not to, you got an important email or the other kids ask you for something and you cannot be in two places in the same time, but you still see her and hear her and say, always try to be a better mom for you. And I say to my kids, I'm always trying to be a better mom. So please share with me and let's process and talk. And yesterday, like she came out of the shower and she really wanted me and she called me, but I was with my son. He needed something. So I wasn't available for her. And she was very, very tired. She was exhausted. It was a big day for her. So I said, I'm so sorry. Wow, you really wanted me. I felt you really needed me. Yeah, I can understand you. I see you. I'm with you. And then she felt, like I'm seen. I'm not alone. And then we can move to the next step. And it's so easy to move to the next step when you find these moments of connection. So I think that if you are interested to know how to really connect to your kid, to share with me specific examples, and we can really go through that. You can book with me 15 minutes complimentary, and I will. Here is the link. You can book it now. 15 minutes complimentary with me, and we'll talk about how to continue. First of all, I will ask you things. Are you connected to your emotion? Do you know how to name your emotions? Do you have poses that you take can come back to the moment and be present? It's so important because many times we need to move, and juggle so many balls. How to be present. I have in my YouTube channel the 1 minute meditation and the labeling meditation. I really recommend to practice. The 1 minute meditation is actually 1 minute, so you don't need time. And I do it every time I shift. So if I shift from work to kids, I will sit 1 minute in my car before I pick up. And I will do the 1 minute meditation and leave everything behind and clear my mind and come new to them. And I do it many times during the day. YouTube channel Priya Glickman, it's easy to find 1 minute meditation. Labeling meditation will help you also. There is a recording there how to do it to really decide what is important and what is not important. Where do you want to invest and where you prefer not to, and will have the choice what to think about and what to let go of. So being present, of course, will help with raising kids. Then you will think slower, you will pause, you will not react. And if you reacted, don't forget to say I'm sorry. Apologizing is really important. Okay, maybe I'll do a few master classes about kids, about boundaries, about chores, about other things that I recommend. But today, that's what was it. I hope to meet you soon, and I wish you a beautiful journey with your kids.